So I'm heading into work right now, but I wanted to upload this before I get there so you guys could have it. And my opinion on the matter, now it's just my opinion, and it's just speculation, is after reading this paper, I feel like this is kind of what they were aiming for, but duffed it. Let me know what you guys think. From August 2012, The Unacceptable Risks of a Man-Made Pandemic. Now that the world attention has finally been focused on the potential human contagious Asian bird flu virus, the international research community should take steps to deal with 3 other potential pandemic pathogens. 2 are among history's nightmares: smallpox, which killed or maimed millions of people, and the resurrected 1918 pandemic flu virus, which may have killed 50 million people worldwide over just 2 years. The third is severe acute respiratory syndrome, or SARS, a newcomer that proved how lethal it could be in one natural outbreak during the 2002-2003 when it killed 9.6% of those infected, a fatality rate almost 4 times higher than that of the 1918 flu. These potential pandemic pathogens, or triple Ps, pose a danger that goes well beyond the potential of other hazardous microbes that have made the news. The triple Ps are extremely deadly, highly contagious or potentially highly contagious in humans, and not currently present in human populations, meaning it would be a disaster to reintroduce them into the population. Of the 3, smallpox, researched at only 2 facilities in the world by international agreement, possess the smallest threat of laboratory escape. At Russia's Vector and the US CDC, lab workers have been vaccinated to prevent infections to themselves that might spread to others outside the lab. In stark contrast to the strict controls on smallpox research, however, SARS, the 1918 flu virus, and the potentially human contagious H5N1 bird flu are studied in laboratories throughout the world using less than the highest biocontainment known as biosafety level 4, and there is no approved and stockpiled vaccine for any of them. A quick search of PubMed, the National Library of Medicine database of medical research, identifies 30 labs that are working with live SARS virus and at least 10 using live 1918 flu virus, counting the 2 labs in the Netherlands and United States that created Asian bird flu that is contagious in ferrets, which serve as a model for human contagiousness. There are at least 42 facilities engaged in researching live triple Ps. The PubMed search was anything but comprehensive, and the actual number is likely higher. Simple mathematical analysis gives real reason for concern about the handling of these dangerous viruses. Consider the probability for escape from a single lab in a year to be about 0.003%, and estimate this conservative in light of a variety of government risk assessments for biolabs and actual experience at laboratories studying dangerous pathogens. Calculating from this, it would probably take 536 years for there to be an 80% chance of at least one escape from a single lab. But with 42 labs carrying out the triple P research, this basic 0.3% probability translates to 80% likelihood of escape from at least one of the 42 labs every 12.8 years. Every 12.8 years. This level of risk is clearly unacceptable. A detailed analysis, additional arguments, documentation, and mathematical justification for these conclusions can be found in the research report Sharpening Our Intuition on Man-Made Pandemics, a report written by one of us. Awful as a pandemic brought on by the escape of a variant H5N1 virus might be, it is SARS that now presents the greatest risk. The worry is less about the reoccurrence of natural SARS outbreak than of yet another escape from a laboratory researching it to help protect against the natural outbreak. SARS already escaped from laboratories 3 times in 2003. And one escape resulted in several secondary infections and 1 death. What is the likelihood that a virus could escape and lead into a pandemic? Too high, given the lessons taught by the natural SARS outbreak a decade ago. How devastating might such a pandemic be? Although precise numbers are hard to come by, in a conservative estimate, 15% of the world's population could be infected by a pandemic flu virus. Using that percentage and a world population of 7 billion, about 1 billion people would be infected, and 100 million would die as a result. If extreme public health measures, including quarantine, were successfully undertaken, the toll might be reduced radically, perhaps by as much as 90%, but that would still mean 100 million victims and 12 million deaths. The World Health Organization should expand its focus beyond H5N1 bird flu and convene a meeting to take up concerns about research on live triple Ps. The participants should be balanced among virologists, public health scientists, biosafety and biosecurity experts, and biological weapons and arms control experts. The goal should be nothing less than the elimination of the possibility that scientific research might cause a pandemic. Seems simple enough.